Hey, what's up, y'all? Classic Kev back with another episode. Honestly, y'all, probably the most important episode yet. All right, y'all. I got a special guest today, my boy Justin from Bitboy Crypto and NFT Update. Justin, what's happening, man?
What's up, man? How are you doing?
Man, I'm doing great. I'm doing great, man. I almost wish we would record. We just had a phone call earlier, y'all, and Justin was dropping gems on that phone call. But for real, man, it's really cool to have you on. But Justin, before we get started, can you kind of tell us about your background with Bitboy Crypto and NFT Update? What's going on with that?
Yeah, man. I am the NFT director over at Bitboy Crypto. Me and Ben have been friends for 15 years. We met a long time ago. We actually, I mean, if everybody watches the show, Bitboy Crypto channel, he's in recovery. Well, we met in recovery. That's how we met 15 years ago. And so we both have a similar background, dealt with addiction, overcame addiction, and now obviously moved into crypto, and that kind of changed our life in a whole different direction. But yeah, man, it's a blessing to be a part of that team. I love it. I love crypto. I love NFTs, obviously, and it's just kind of grown into its own thing at this point.
No, nah, man. And like, you told me obviously a more lengthy version of that story when we hung out, but like, I think it's just cool that like, at any point in time, you could just start a new story. You know what I'm saying? You could be a new person. And what's crazy is I bet you talked about it earlier, but I don't think you even realize it, that some of your experiences, good and bad from your past life, you brought into the NFT world and crypto world. You applied those, you know what I'm saying, those lessons that bring you value. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, addiction, when you're in addiction, it's a tough thing, man. Like anybody that overcomes, and I'll be honest with you, most people cannot overcome addiction. I mean, that's just the numbers. When you look at just the numbers and the statistics, it is an extremely hard thing to do. And when you're wrapped up into the depths of addiction like I was, and I was pretty bad, man. I'm not saying I was the worst of the worst, but I was probably number 2 or 3. So I was pretty bad off. But you learn a lot because of the kind of people you're hanging out with. You learn people very well when you're in addiction. You learn their nature. You learn their manipulation and how to be honest, how to be dishonest, and all that kind of stuff. So you learn a lot through that experience. I wouldn't, honestly, I wouldn't take it back for the world, man. I'm proud of who I am today. Anybody that's struggling with addiction, hit me up on Twitter, NFT_Justin, hit me up in the DMs. I'll answer anybody. I feel like that's my calling more than anything. I love crypto, I love NFTs, but more than anything, I enjoy helping people. And I know the struggle is real because I went through it. But yeah, man, I was able to apply a lot of things from my addiction into real world cases. I also was able to learn a lot about myself in the recovery from my addiction, and learn who I am and where I want to go, and set goals, and the importance of structure in life and all that. So definitely been able to apply that in my business today. So
yeah, man, it's powerful stuff. You're saying your whole story, and at the end of the day, man, rock bottom sometimes teaches us lessons that the mountaintops never could. So I'm glad that you are using your platform to lift people up, because at the end of the day, addiction is not just a Justin problem. Addiction is a societal problem. Like, everyone has a brother, a sister, a family member, a best friend, and we're no better than anybody else, man. We really got to pull each other, because we all going through something, and we really got to pull each other through stuff. But what I want to know personally, though, is like, what kind of turned it around for you? Like, what was that moment for you where you were like, was it crypto? Was it, meeting Ben? Was it?
What turned it around for me? I was sober when I got into crypto. So, but what made the pivoting point, I mean, if we're going to talk about addiction for a minute, the pivoting point for anybody, there's plenty of programs, there's plenty of things you can do. There's AA meetings and all that stuff. There's plenty of things like that. But the people that really get sober are the people that are tired of the consequences. And everybody's rock bottom's different. Sometimes when you get a DUI and you lose your license for a year, sometimes that's somebody's rock bottom. Sometimes people have to go and get 3 or 4 different DUIs and go to prison for a couple of years. Sometimes that's their rock bottom. And then unfortunately, there's the ones that there's no rock bottom. You know, like it doesn't matter what consequence they run into, they'll still continue to dig. And so, you know, that's the hard part, is some people may not ever get it. Some people will get it. I was fortunate enough, and I say that with all, you know, grace to God, man, like all, you know, I thank God for all this, but I was fortunate enough to be able to get it. I've had a lot of friends that never got it, a lot of friends that are dead, you know, and overdosed, and they're no longer here. But I was one of the more fortunate ones. But when I got into crypto, I was already sober. You know, Ben and I started kind of, I was trading crypto. I saw that he was trading crypto. And so I reached back out to him and I said, hey man, what are you doing? And, you know, do you want to trade some crypto together? And he was like, yeah, I'll call you tonight. And so he called me. He thought he was going to teach me something. And it come to find out, this is like 2017. You know, I knew just as much as he did. And so we kind of grew together in the trading aspect. Now, Ben's been in Bitcoin since I think 2013, but like, you know, the altcoins and the more riskier plays, we kind of both kind of grew together in that experience. And then you know, again, I've known Ben for so long, I knew his personality. And so I was like, man, I said, I got this idea for a YouTube channel. And he was like, well, you know, what is it? And I said, it's this superhero character, you know, based around cryptocurrency. And he was like, well, what's his name? And I was like, it's Bitboy. And so he was like, man, that is pretty cool. And so he created the channel, you know, and we were going to make it an animated series. Obviously, you know, the market dumped in 2018, so no one really cared about watching a animated series about, you know, Bitboy. So I was actually working in recovery. I was a program director of a rehab, and I could no longer be with the channel. And so he kind of took it over, turned it into what it is today, grinded through the bear market, started doing reviews and coin reviews and news and stuff, and then just killed it. And then I think like May of 2020, he called me. And he was like, hey, have you watched the channel at any time? And I was like, man, honestly, I haven't. I've lost touch with crypto. You know, I've been busy. And he said, you should check it out. And so I went to the channel and looked, and he had like, I think 50,000 subs, and he was still small, but I mean, he's over 1 million now. But so that's how we got back in. And then, you know, we hit it off again. We started hanging out again, and then boom, I'm up here in Atlanta, and you know, we're working together. Him and TJ did a phenomenal job growing out the business, you know. So, you know, Bitboy Crypto, you know, if you're in crypto, you know about Bitboy Crypto.
Yeah, you know, y'all, at the end of the day, I'm in this, and I've built, you know, real life successful businesses, and I've been to y'all office. I've seen the team. I've met the team. I have so much respect for Ben, TJ, DZ, you know what I'm saying? Like what y'all are able to accomplish, because now now it'd be like opening, you know, a restaurant and seeing y'all got the best restaurant. And now I know, because now I have a restaurant. It's a lot easy for people to say, oh, the largest YouTube channel. That's easy. Yeah, well, like try it and you'll learn. But now what's cool is you and DZ's kind of branched off to NFT update. And frankly, y'all are killing it, man, because I'm getting a lot of my content from y'all. You know, you're the canary in the coal mine for me, it feels like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Let me tell you. First off, Ben, you know, yeah, going back to what Ben and TJ have done, man, they've built out this, it's a corporate structured business. It's amazing. I think they have over 30 employees, you know, several of them are in-house. I'm one of them. Man, just big ups to them. I have nothing but respect for both of them, TJ and Ben. You know, they've killed it. But yeah, we've had the opportunity to have our own channel. We were doing the NFT update just a show on Bitboy Crypto for a while. And then it just kind of took off, man. Like people really liked the show. And so we started talking to Ben and TJ about possibly doing a channel. And then boom, they're like, they gave us their blessing, dude. We started a channel, and it's blowing up. I tell you what's, I'm sure we were going to get into this. I tell you what really is blowing it up is that Cardano NFT space. I mean, I know you're into some of them, but they're just phenomenal. The whole community, Cardano community in general, they've always been super positive and patient. They've had to be patient, because of Charles. It's been Charles Hoskinson's just really kind of by the book, doing everything step by step, but which I think has grown a really positive, patient community, which is kind of what you need. And so when I got into their NFT space, I was blown away, man. Like, it's just a very cool experience.
Yeah, Charles's roadmap, and then it's kind of hit me because I've heard Ben and TJ always talk about like the big money doesn't like Cardano. So the fact that it got that high up in market cap, that's the community, and that's the people like me and you. It's not these VC funds or whatnot. So I've always been high on Cardano, and it's like almost like for so long nothing was built, and it's coming, and now it's like, whoa, it's here. But as far as Cardano NFTs, I mean, tell us some of the ones you and DZ are liking right now.
So go real quick. I'm going to hit on what you just said about it's growing. It is. And so right now, what you're seeing in the next 11 months, you're going to see a lot of scaling and I think growth in Cardano. Some of what the beautiful thing about what NFTs have done is they've given the first use case for Cardano. If you think about it, Cardano really doesn't have any utility right now except NFTs. And something kind of cool happened. I say it's cool. It's kind of frustrating for some people, but I thought it was a good learning experience for the developers in Cardano. Last weekend that Bright Pals, which is one I'm real bullish on, during the mint, the whole network just completely started crashing. And I'm talking about the dApps. The exchanges for the NFTs, the wallet.
JPEG.store was like, the blockchain is at 98% capacity. It can't take much more.
What's crazy is it's still there. It's still at like 90%, 95%, after that drop. So, but it's a positive, man, because they get to work on it, right? They get to figure it out, which is good. And it tells us, people like me and you and everybody else listening, and it tells everybody else that like, hey, we're early, because they can't handle the volume right now. They're going to build it and handle the volume because they know. That's like we were talking on the phone a minute ago, me and you. It's a gold rush, right? So, during the gold rush, there were the first settlers that went across, right? There were the first few, and they got the best land. They got the best state. They got the best mine.
Literally.
So like I look at that as the same opportunity that you're getting on Cardano. Cardano ain't going anywhere. It's not. It's going to be here. It's one of the mainstays in crypto. It's probably one of the 5 coins people know when they talk about crypto. It's out there. It's got a great community and network and all that stuff. So it ain't going anywhere. It's going to do nothing but develop and build out. So I feel good, with my placements that I have right now in the space with CNFTs. Some of the ones, obviously, I'm real bullish on Boss Cat Rocket Club.
Ooh, that's a gem, man. Thank you for that one, bro. Because like that community, I know they're watching this, dude. They are, other NFT communities take note, like that. They built the roadmap.
Yeah, and that's the one thing that I talked about is their community, right? So they've had some FUD stories come out, but the community was so powerful and positive, they just got destroyed. All the people that were FUDding got destroyed. The art's phenomenal. The roadmap's really cool, and it really does. I mean, they got people tattooing Boss Cat Rocket Clubs on their body. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, that's serious. When you're tattooing stuff, that's serious. It's bullish is what it is.
Yeah, in going back to Cardano, I believe it's like the #1 staked crypto or second most staked crypto. And I think it's got like the second amount of validators. So clearly infrastructure, it's a proof of stake protocol. So clearly infrastructure is coming in place right now as a stress test, right? A business opens, they have a soft open and do a stress test, right? And then they scale it from there. That's why what I tell people with these blockchains, like, look, like what you're seeing the problems on Ethereum and these other Ethereum killers, they all gonna have problems when they get to those like that. It's just not built for that many users, you know? So I personally, I'm with you, man. Like it's a gold rush and we're in earlier. Now, I'll tell you what, Boss Cat Rocket Club, you know, Pavia, y'all talked about that one. That's like the sandbox, you know, the sandbox.
Mm-hmm.
You see what Sandbox is doing over on Ethereum, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it's almost like I like your strategy of just grab a bunch of blue chips, you know, establish some settlements in all these blue chips and let the cards fall where they may, because it's a numbers game. You know, if, like you said, the blockchain continues, then you're in the projects.
And that's the beautiful thing. That's the beautiful thing about the Cardano NFT space is they're not like, so when people get into NFTs up until lately, they had one choice. They had to use Ethereum. So when if I sent somebody to go buy an NFT, hey, go check this out, and they go and look at it, and it's a $200 NFT, but then they got to pay $150 to buy it on transaction fees, you know, it's a big red flag. It's a turnoff. People aren't going to get into it. But with Cardano, it's real easy to, you know, the NFTs are cheap. They're like 100, you know, 100 ADA, 60 ADA, you know, if you get them early enough. There's like, it takes $1.30 for the transaction. So you can get into the space relatively cheap. And it's easy when it's like that because you can buy a handful of them and sit back and wait, you know, and if you do your homework and you do your hunting, you know, I call it hunting, you got to hunt out a good project. If you do it right, then it's real easy to make some good gains and to pick up some good projects.
Yeah, and like let's just be transparent. You know, a lot of this speculation is short-term flippers. You know what's called the greater fool theory, right? But there are people who believe in the project, right? And the more the project gets attention, the more long-term holders have. So there are people who are just, hey, here to make a quick buck and flipping it, right? So those people are coming from Ethereum because they're like, too much weird shit over here. Let's come to Cardano, no fees. Hell, the Nami wallet from a software perspective, and like if I had to give it a review, I think it's better than MetaMask. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you could view
Yeah.
your NFTs in it, clean looking design, JPEG.store, they did a damn good job. I'll say that from
Very
if
good
I had to
job.
give a review.
They made it a very easy experience because
Mhm.
everybody's used to OpenSea in the MetaMask. So what they did is they took that model, made it better, made it
Yeah.
faster, and made it cheaper, and then boom, they're able to onboard more users that way instantly.
Like, but Justin, seriously, like, where does this end? You know what I'm saying? Like, you see Boss Cat Rocket Club, which, you know, I guess you could use CryptoPunks and Bored Ape Yacht Club as like a barometer. In a year or 6 months, 2 years, it'll look like those levels. But is this sustainable? Like, will these markets crash the way crypto markets crash, or do you think it's more insulated because of the community?
Well, you know, with NFTs, it's not like buying a project like a crypto token project. It's, you know, with them, it's all speculation, right? At 100% speculation. If you really think about it, 90% of the actual crypto projects out there, I don't care if it's on the first page of CoinMarketCap or the second page of CoinGecko, whatever, they don't have real working utility. There's no product working in the background. There's no real world use case. It ain't making money for nobody. So it's all speculation. Okay. So with NFTs, you do have utility if you get into the right one. And then not only that, you have the intrinsic value of a collectible, you know, piece of art. So it hits on different levels, whereas like only with an actual crypto project, it's straight up, you know, speculation. Now, when you're talking about blue chip ones like a Bored Ape or a CryptoPunk, you know, I was talking about this on a Twitter Spaces the other day. That's life right now. The floor price is like $80, 80 ETH for a Bored Ape. Okay,
That's like what, over $200,000, something like that.
Yeah, $250,000 or something like that. So Phew. That's life changing money. It is for me, right? I
yeah,
mean,
me too.
I'll take it. And but what you're seeing are those people, they're not selling. So they're not selling the CryptoPunk that's worth 70, 80, 90, 100, 200 Ethereum. They're not even selling those. So what that says is like either A, they don't need the money because they would have already sold it to change their life. So maybe their life's already changed. So that's A. Or B, they're in it for the community. They actually want to be a part of this community. And so when you see the downturns in the market, in the greater market, the Bitcoin and Ethereum, and you see those massive dumps, you probably won't see them sell off then either. Like you probably won't see those blue chip NFTs sell off because why, if they haven't sold yet, why are they going to sell later? You know what I mean?
You're right. And it's an exclusive club. And, the real world utility, now with metaverse utility coming into the picture. And now, I guess like when I've evaluated NFTs, I never thought of them in like a historical aspect, CryptoPunks and Bored Ape Yacht Club, like those, they will write in the history books. But a new one that's emerging, it seems, from the ashes would be the Crypto Skulls, right? And that's one, Gary Vaynerchuk's put like $1 million in it. I texted you, and like, when I ever text a friend about an NFT project, I almost want them to shut me down and like, oh no, that's don't do it. And then within 30 minutes you buy it. I'm like, what
I bought
the
it.
hell?
Yeah, thanks. No, I bought it, man. I looked into it for about 30 minutes, and I had heard about them like a couple of months ago. Somebody had said something, and I didn't really pay attention to it. But then when you text me, I think it was the other day, I was like, man, let me look at it. So I looked at it. I love that style art, that pixelated style art. It does look OG, old school. I looked at the mint date. So that was the important thing I did, is I went back. At first I looked and make sure it had the verified check. That checked out on OpenSea. And then I looked at the mint dates. I went to several of them and I checked out their mint date, and they're all over 2 years. So that tells me that the timeline all matches up, right?
Yeah.
And then I looked at the floor price, and it was at like 3 Ethereum. And then you sent me that screenshot of like Gary V's tweet, and I think I'd already bought it by then. So I'm extremely bullish on it. It might be a 2-year hold or whatever, but I agree with what you're saying. I think those OG ones, those legitimate old school projects like that, the first out the gate, right? They're going to be more sought after, and they are going to go up, so I appreciate you turning me on to that.
And for full context, y'all, like, Gary V, he posted the text. He texted his brother at 3 a.m. and I'm like, man, how annoying must it be being Gary Vaynerchuk's brother, bro? He
right?
Don't stop, man. My boy don't stop, bro. Like we all ain't built like that, but it's funny, bro. Look, that's the project I think I'm most excited about. But now that I have a pretty good position, a lot of Ethereum NFTs, but I actually, have been really big on y'all project, the Pluto Alliance. And, I don't know, I bought the version 2, but y'all actually, which DZ said, y'all airdropped all the holders of version 1, or version 2, huh?
Yeah. We the version 1 we dropped in September, went well, sold out. The version 2, we airdropped a version 2 to every wallet holding a V1, which was cool. But we're doing some cool stuff with Pluto Alliance. There's a lot of rev share that's happening. With the V2s, we're doing rev share from OpenSea, and then we're also doing rev share from some online gaming. We have play to earn games like Starship that's ran both on Wax and on Binance Smart Chain. And so we have the rev from our space stations getting kicked over to both V1 and V2. We have a game called Coin League that's very, very cool. We're actually going to be starting to roll that out, the marketing for that. You should, if you haven't gone and looked at it, you'll go check it out. It's coinleague.com. But it's basically like fantasy football, but for altcoins.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's cheap to play. It's on Polygon, so it's really cheap to play it. Yeah, so the revenue from that game will actually be kicked over to the holders of Pluto Alliance. There's some other things. There's some actual physical merch that we're going to be integrating in with some of the V2s. that I just had a meeting with today, which is really cool. But for going back to the V2s, there's a forging that's happening, which basically what the team we use for Pluto Alliance is Ether cards. Very strong team. Love that. I've had nothing but good things from that team, man. I've worked with a lot of dev teams in the past. This is by far the best experience I've had. They've worked with like Mike Tyson and some other big names on their NFTs, so they're legit. But they basically have a technology where you can take 3 NFTs and combine them into one. That's happening very soon with our V2s, and we're going to be they're going to be forging into what's called a 3D model for our V2 holders. So everybody's
So
going
you
to
have to forge it. You get in another bracket for the rev share, right?
Yeah.
Wait, when you say forge it, you're forging 3 V3 for 3 V2s or a V1 and a V2, or it's
You're forging you're forging 3 V2s to get basically a super alien that's going to give you way more rev share from
nice.
OpenSea, like way more. So
When is this launching? Because I got 2 to V2, so I'm gonna have to go buy one now, hopefully before this video comes out while it's still cheap, right?
yeah. The forgings should be out by the end of February. The artist is actually working on the 3D models. I have all the 2D images. They're phenomenal. But the 3-dimensional models for the super aliens, they're going to be doing that very shortly. So the smart contract's being written right now. As soon as the art done, I'm saying by the end of February, we should see the forging live.
No, it's impressive what y'all doing. And, I know I want you to talk a little bit about what's going on in Sandbox, because I know that y'all have some land, and DZ had mentioned y'all got some super genius kids, Minecraft kids building stuff, concerts planned. I mean, that's, real world utility is one thing, but now metaverse utility, what's going on with that?
The metaverse, that's been a term that's just really, really hot right now. And what's interesting about that, where we are right now in the time of the metaverse and like where we are trying to define what that is no one really understands what that's going to be yet. Like no one, like I don't even think Zuckerberg over at Facebook really has figured out what it looks like. We all have these ideas, but most of our ideas are from movies. Like they've kind of defined what a metaverse is. Ready Player One, that movie. Everybody thinks like that's what a metaverse is going to be. Well, we don't know what it's going to be right now. It looks a lot like video games.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's probably what's going to be in Sandbox more than anything, and Decentraland. But you're seeing some other utility in these metaverses that are really kind of cool, like concerts. Snoop Dogg did a meetup in Sandbox. That was cool. I think Travis Scott, was it Travis Scott? Yeah, he did a concert in one of the metaverses. That's cool. And so we're doing stuff like that. We've been buying up land in Sandbox under Pluto Alliance, and they're keeping it. So basically right now we're kind of turning into some kind of like really like a real estate mogul in the metaverse. That's a really good way to make some good money too. But we're buying up land. Bitboy Crypto owns a huge plot of land in Sandbox, and we're building out Digital City in there, where it's going to be gaming and a whole city that you get to run around using, Pluto Alliance aliens and stuff like that. So, man, it's a long road. The metaverse is not ready yet. Everybody thinks it's going to be ready soon, or I think probably in a few years it'll be more of a common place to be in the metaverse.
Oh yeah, so that's the whole thing of investing, getting in early, because by the time it's built out and it's, you don't know how you live without it, people gonna look back like, man, I could have gotten Sandbox, I could have gotten, all these assets early, but hey, that's the nature of the beast. Justin,
let me jump in real quick. That reminds me about Cardano. You talked about Pavia, right? So that's a really good tactic I've used for the Cardano NFTs. Is I've taken what's successful in other chains, and I've kind of looked for projects that kind of mimic those use cases. Like Pavia is a great example. I got in that really early, and it's kind of tripled in price since I've been in it,
Mhm.
which is really cool. But like, there's other ones. ISO World is a really good one that works with Pavia. It complements Pavia. So that's one that we're looking at hard, you know, because it kind of mimics the same kind of use cases that you see on Ethereum that have blown up, you know. And so you had asked me earlier kind of what projects I'm bullish on. That's definitely one of them on Cardano.
Yeah,
To check out.
I'm working on a video on Pavia. I like what you said though. I like that, guys. Look at Ethereum, you know, look at what has worked, you know, look at what decentralized exchanges, look at what DeFi protocols, which ones have success, and then ones will be built on Cardano. And just like the Nami wallet, sometimes these protocols could be better. You know, they have something to learn from. You know, they can learn from their mistakes. Sometimes some of the team members may be on them. Who knows? But Justin, what I want to really ask is, a lot of newer people watch this channel, and you know, I consider myself newer to NFTs, but what advice would you give like somebody, hey, I'm new, I don't have a lot of money, I want to, I want to play the game, I want to flip a free NFT and just build a massive portfolio. Is there any advice you could give them?
Yeah. You know, DZ and I call it the NFT playbook. You know, what you want to do if you're going to invest, and Cardano is the greatest place to do this because you don't have to deal with transaction fees, and the NFTs are fairly cheap. Is you want to look at community, look at their community. Number one, how active is it, right? Do your homework and make sure the team's legit, and then pull the trigger, right? Never, ever, ever. And, you know, I tell people this all the time. If you invest money in something and then you can't sleep at night, then you invested too much. You've invested too much. You should never invest your grocery money, your bill money. You should never mortgage anything. Don't take out any loans. Don't do any of that stuff. Have fun at first. At first, it should be fun. Just put a little bit in this, see what happens. Do your research and get educated. Watch the right people on YouTube, man. There's a lot of resources out there to check out. So that would be my advice. Just do the homework.
Yeah, you know, and I tell my friends, I'm like, guys, make a Twitter, right? You know, these giveaways are real. These people are really giving away, you know, retweet this and we'll give an NFT. I would just play that game all day and
Yeah.
stack free NFTs, research them, flip them, you know, and from there, man, you know, or like, what did Bright Pals or what did you know, Mutant Crocs and Mutants, what did these things mint at like 50 Cardano or something?
Yeah. It's like 45 or 50. And I think now, what are they sitting at, 300? Something crazy
Insane.
like that. So it's super easy to get into this stuff. And I like what you said, man. I give away NFTs all the time on my Twitter. You go check my Twitter out, NFT_Justin. Go check me on Twitter. I give them away all day long. I do retweet contests, all kinds of stuff. That's a great way to get into the space. I mean, it's a great way to learn how to set up a wallet, you know, and all that stuff. So that's some good advice.
Yeah. So look, guys, and look, I'm gonna put, you know, Justin's channel NFT update, and I'm gonna link his Twitter. Y'all definitely give them a follow. Y'all, I'm serious, y'all. You see this content I'm making, if you like it, I'm really getting, you know, I lean on my boys, you know what I'm saying? Because we're all a community, you know what I'm saying? And I get a lot of my picks from people in my audience that message me on Twitter. So y'all definitely give them a follow. And Justin, anything else you want to leave us with?
And just thank you for the time, man. I'm proud of you. Your channel's growing, and it's just keep on keeping on. Going back to Pluto Alliance, I give away 10 C NFTs in the Pluto Alliance Discord every week. So y'all go check out the Discord, Pluto Alliance Discord. Go check it out. Go join it. Get you an alien. All verified aliens in that Discord. I give away 10 a week. So you got a good chance of getting one. Y'all go check it out. I really appreciate the time though.
Yeah, y'all, I'm gonna put all the links to that in the comments of this video, in the description of this video. Justin, thank you again, man. We'll definitely be talking to you again soon, my brother.
Thanks, man. Check it out.